Hey Exotical darlings, this is Coco Exotical. Welcome back to the Monitoring Spirits series. Today we're going to talk about how monitoring spirits try to derail your life plans. Have you ever had a plan, a move, a major purchase, a job interview, a business deal, a relationship, a creative project, anything that you've been working on or excited about, and then all of a sudden things start falling apart? Everything that could go wrong does go wrong, and things that were on track and should have been easy to start become impossible now, right? Some people might say that this is just a little bit of bad luck, but if you look closely, you'll realize that it's actually because of the monitoring spirits in your life. Do you notice that there are certain people in your life who love to ask you about your life and what you have going on, but they never seem to truly celebrate you or be happy for you? It doesn't matter who they are. They could be friends, coworkers, or even your own blood and family and relatives, right? So you're happy and you're excited to share the good news in your life or something that you've been working on and putting a lot of effort toward, and it's all coming together and falling into place. But if you look closely, then you'll realize that they're not really that happy for you, right? These are the monitoring spirits. So what do I mean by monitoring spirits? These are the kinds of people who are watching your life, asking all kinds of questions, and then when you share certain information, all of a sudden that area of your life starts going backwards. They find a way to interfere somehow by pointing out obstacles or creating confusion or trying to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, and they'll feed on your fears and your vulnerabilities or create chaos in your mind to try to hold you back, right? They try to poke at your old traumas to try to trigger you, or they try to get you to procrastinate and take your focus off of your goals. For example, if you are ready to launch your business and everything has been fully on track for months, all of a sudden the bank approval starts taking longer than usual, or the storefront that you have springs a leak, or your internet starts glitching, or you get the flu, right? Then when things start going sideways for you, all of a sudden things start going really well for them, right? All of a sudden they're opening a similar business that you were trying to open, or they're buying the same car that you were going to buy, or they're taking the same vacation that you were going to take, right? And that's because they've been monitoring you and feeding off of your energy and your achievements. So when you're growing and glowing, they're more nosy and present and active in your life and in your space, and then they try to plant all of those seeds to drag you down, all the while stealing your ideas and feeding off of your energy to build themselves up, right? Or they pretend to be helpful and then they purposefully give you bad advice to try to derail you and steer you away from the actual good plan or good choices that you had, right? So then that way they can use your plan for themselves, right? They want you to abandon your plans and your ideas so that they can use it for themselves, right? These are the kind of people who watch everything that you do. They try to sabotage you, copy your ideas, and then they talk crap about you behind your back. And like I said, it doesn't matter who they are. That could be your family. They could be your best friends that you've known for years. It could be your boss, anybody who acts like they care about you and support you, but they secretly actually want to see you fail, right? These are the kinds of people who are jealous and envious, and they don't have much going on for themselves, so they hyper focus on other people who they see as better than them. And people who are deeply jealous and envious are going to try to monitor you and try to figure out the moves that you're making in your life and the goals and the plans that you have so that they can try to destroy you and take your life for themselves. Your success highlights what they're lacking in their own lives, so they try to copy you or they try to tear you down to feel better about themselves, right? And then when a person has low self-esteem, they don't value themselves, so they look for external validation and status, and they try to steal it from your life if they can steal it from you, or they try to, again, derail you because, they have low self-esteem, and when you're doing good for yourself, then it makes them feel bad about themselves. If they see you getting the attention that they want for themselves and they don't know how to generate it for themselves, then they try to destroy it for you. They're trying to sabotage your life, and that gives them a temporary feeling of power and control, right? People like this also have a scarcity mindset. So in their mind, there's not enough for everyone. There's only so much attention, success, money, love, beauty, admiration, or whatever to go around, right? So if you have it, then that means that there's less for them, or that means that they don't have it, so they have to try to take it from you. So how do you deal with these monitoring spirits who try to copy you or sabotage you? First, like I was saying, I would just say to cut them off, right? Because why would you want to have people in your life who are monitoring you and trying to sabotage you or trying to steal your life, right? But I do also get that some people aren't ready to fully cut people out of their lives, especially if it's a longtime friend or a family member. But it's important to watch yourself around these people, since you already know that they're not trustworthy and they don't have your best interests at heart, right? You can also try to address the situation and call them out, but do it in private so that they can't use that moment to try to be dramatic or try to create a scene and play the victim. So just pull them aside and say something like, hey, so I notice you've been mirroring my work and my ideas, and I don't mind brainstorming ideas ideas with you that you can use for your own business or for your own life, but I don't appreciate my work being used without my permission, right? So sometimes if you pull them aside and you call them out, then they might feel embarrassed that you actually notice what they've been doing, and they'll be apologetic about it, or they'll deny it or whatever. But maybe they'll tone it down or they'll stop. But if they try to get toxic or combative or try to play the victim, then like I said before, maybe you got to cut them off, or really just keep your distance away from this person, because they clearly don't have your best interest at heart, and they refuse to take responsibility for their actions as well, right? So you have to remember, though, that other people's behavior and jealousy is not your responsibility. So their hateful behavior is a reflection of them and their low self-esteem, right? So don't allow people like this to siphon your energy and direct your attention away from your goals and your plans, because that's exactly what they want you to do. They monitor you and they want to distract you so that they can take over your life. So you have to focus on yourself and keep on growing, keep on building your life up, right? Because success is going to be the best revenge. They're trying so hard to copy you and derail you and sabotage you because they see that you're going places in life, right? So just protect your peace as much as possible. Keep your distance away from these people and keep on moving forward, right? So tell me about it. Have you ever experienced monitoring spirits who try to copy your life or derail your plans? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.